When we sat down to design the world of Jane, we wanted to make it a pencil-drawn world, to deliver the same soft aesthetic you get from using colouring in pencils. The images that you see here are not actually drawings, but single frames taken from the show. We decided our characters should look like they'd stepped straight out of one of Martin's original books. So our designers analysed how Martin used colours, the kind of pencil strokes he made, the quirky proportions he gave to everything. Then our designers set to work drawing hundreds of sets and props, costumes and hairstyles to grow the world into a larger Jane universe that could deliver hours of story. Another challenge was to find a way to bring Jane's hair to life. Jane's hair is one of her defining features, and we wanted it to swing and bounce and flick around like real hair. Of course, it takes a real genius to solve some of these problems, and that's exactly what Trevor Brymer, our CG supervisor, is. He set out to solve this for us, and we were all thrilled with the result. Jane now has this wonderful head of flaming red hair. The problem for poor Trevor and his team, of course, was that his hair solution was so successful, we decided to extend the process to all the other characters as well. This allowed our designers even more freedom to interpret the characters and their personalities through hair length, crowns, hairbands and hats. In the past, designing costumes that will let the fabric move around has been a real challenge for CGI animation. But the team found ways to manage it, and this gave the costume designers the freedom to create flowing elements. Much of the wonderful costume design you see here was done by an extremely talented young designer, Rebecca Tish. She joined the Weta design team just after her 17th birthday. Another feature we'd set our hearts on was to have the means to travel through the castle, to have a camera follow Jane as she ran from set to set. This is common in feature films, but it's more of a challenge in TV because it takes a lot of computing power to have all those set elements in shot at the same time. But the results were worth all the effort because it has given a sense of space and scale to Jane's life inside the castle. And that as a lead character, we also needed to extend out our Jane world. The solution was to go back to some of the tried and trusted methods of old style filmmakers who used giant backdrops called cycloramic walls that could be wrapped around the back of live action sets. So we had a series of detailed paintings made of the 360 degrees of horizon for when Jane set off from the castle. Perhaps one of the most significant challenges was to introduce elements of weather into the show. We needed to make life tough for Jane. Not every day can be a perfect sunny day, but that meant having props and foliage that could react to the wind. It meant having light systems that could allow for sudden changes in colour temperature to go from bright sun to gloomy overcast skies. But we felt it was important to have those kinds of dynamics in the show because our stories are stories about people we care about. So we wanted them to struggle and be heroic in a landscape that could be both enchanting and genuinely threatening if the stories required it.